The tension between me and the HOA had been brewing for months. I had always been a law-abiding homeowner, respecting the rules and regulations set forth by the HOA. But, like many others, I had started to realize that they were overstepping their bounds, imposing unreasonable fines and restrictions. The final straw came when they decided to swap the lock on my front gate, claiming I had violated some obscure regulation that I hadn't even been aware of. At first, I was confused and frustrated. How could they just come in and change the locks without any prior notice? I tried to contact the HOA office, but they ignored my calls and emails. It was clear that they were trying to trap me, to force me into a position where I would be unable to access my own property. They thought they could push me into a corner and win, but they underestimated my ability to remain calm and think strategically. Rather than panicking, I silently started gathering evidence. I knew I had to cover my tracks and prepare myself for any possible retaliation. I installed cameras around my property and documented every interaction with the HOA, keeping a record of all communication. When the lock swap happened, I remained quiet, but I made sure to take photos of the altered lock and the broken seal. Then I did something the HOA never expected. I sent all my documentation, including video footage, photos, and written complaints, to the local sheriff's office. I wasn't about to let them bully me into submission. The sheriff arrived the next morning, and after reviewing all the evidence, they confirmed that the HOA had acted unlawfully by tampering with my property without consent. The sheriff's involvement sent shockwaves through the HOA. Their plans to trap me backfired, and they were forced to reverse the lock swap and apologize for their actions. The situation ended with the HOA facing a formal investigation for their overreach, and I was vindicated. It was a victory not just for me, but for all homeowners who had been pushed around by an overzealous HOA. My silent defense had worked, and I'd made sure that the sheriff's office knew everything. It was a quiet but powerful response that caught the HOA off guard. They never saw it coming, and I made sure they knew that I wouldn't be intimidated again.